A complaint has been lodged with the Thalangama police stating that the Urban Development Authority was forcibly removing earth from a plot of land on the Thalawathagoda road in Hokandara. Now, our reporter stated that following this, a tense situation had arisen in the area.
This land, which the Urban Development Authority entered this morning, stating that several constructions were illegal, consists of an acre and 29 perches. Our cameras captured the removal of constructions on this land, which took place with police security. Several businesses were operating on this land on a leasehold basis. The owner of the land is former UMP parliamentarian and current provincial councillor Nimal R. Pires. Pires states that the Road Development Authority had removed constructions on a plot of land belonging to him, which he had rented out to a stonemason, a vehicle repair shop and several other businesses. A group including UMP parliamentarian Sujiva Senasinghe and DNA parliamentarian Jayantha Katagoda arrived at the location to make inquiries about the incident.
If a court order was obtained, no one would oppose it. If it is an illegal construction, a court order could be obtained. According to my knowledge, a decision has been given in a case pertaining to this in the Kadwela court, stating that further construction should not be carried out at this location. We cannot go against that decision. A court order can be obtained from that same court. If this is being carried out as an act of political revenge, as Nimal R. S. Pires is a UNP parliamentarian, then we are against it.
Fadla music gets underway. Details on Entertainment First.
Good evening and welcome to Sports First. Starting off with cricket news, centuries from Tilakaratne Dilshan and Kumar Sangakkara put Sri Lanka in a commanding position on day one of the opening test against Pakistan at the Galle International Stadium today.
The toss is Mahela Jayawardene. Tail is the call.
Sri Lankan skipper Mahela Jayawardene won the toss and decided to bat first on a sunny day in Galle. Tharanga Paranabhithana and Tilakaratne Dilshan, who opened the batting for Sri Lanka, put on 63 runs on the board before Paranabhithana was dismissed for 24. Dilshan, who was then joined by Sangakkara out in the middle, showed no mercy to the Pakistani bowlers, who were trying their best to penetrate the Lankan batting lineup. Sangakkara and Dilshan shared a 187-run stand, which is Sri Lanka's highest second-wicket partnership against Pakistan on home soil. Scoring 13 boundaries and a 4, Dilshan reached his 13th Test century and his second against Pakistan. But Dilshan was trapped in front soon after as Ajmal picked up his second wicket of the day to end with figures of 2 for 81. Sangakkara went on to score an unbeaten century, which brought him level with Aravinda De Silva on the list of batsmen with the most number of centuries against Pakistan.
And acknowledges the dressing room and crowd on his knee.
Mahela Jayawardene was unbeaten on 55, which was his 42nd half-century in the longer version of the game. Thanks to the efforts of the top order, Sri Lanka was sitting comfortably on 300 for 2 at stumps.
Still in cricket news, Shashikala Siriwardene was appointed as captain of the Sri Lanka women's cricket team for the ICC World 2020 Women's World Cup.
Shashikala Siriwardene, who led the Sri Lankan team for the 2011 ICC Women's World Cup, has also been named as the event ambassador for the 2020 World Cup. The ICC 2020 Women's World Cup is scheduled to begin on the 26th of September, with Sri Lanka taking on South Africa in the opening match. Sri Lanka will be competing in Group B alongside New Zealand, West Indies and South Africa. A 30-member Sri Lanka national women's pool was approved by the Minister of Sports today, led by Shashikala Siriwardene. Sandamali Dolawatha has been named as the vice captain.
Meanwhile, Royal College, who lost the first leg of the Bradby to Trinity College, were dealt another blow when they were outplayed by Isipatana College in Inter-School Division A rugby encounter played today. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Navy clinched a nail-biting win against Sri Lanka Army in an A Division A Inter-Club Rugby League match.
Royal College came out firing on all cylinders against Isipatana College from kick-off and went on to take a 17-15 lead at half-time at the CRNFC grounds. However, the Isipatanians bounced back after lemons to add 19 points to the score, while the Royalists could only manage another 5. At the long whistle, the scores stood at 34-22 in favour of Isipatana. Over at the Police Park in Colombo, Sri Lanka Navy took on Sri Lanka Army in a Division A Inter-Club Rugby League match. Both teams dished out some attacking rugby, but it was the Sailors who went on to clinch a 19-14 win.
Well, before moving on, we take a look at some news from Parliament today. A condolence vote was also moved in the chamber today for the slain Bharata Lakshman Premachandra.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය තුල විශාල කැපකිරීමක්.
He was a very popular politician who rendered an immense service to the SLFP during his political career. He also served the country, its people and trade unions. He loved to engage in social welfare activities. The loss of Bharata is something that we never expected, and we are very saddened by this. The loss of Bharata is a loss of a leftist, progressive human leader.
මානවවාදී දේශපාලකයෙකුගේ අහිමිවීම තමයි ಭಾರತ අහිමිවීමෙන් අපි දැක්කේ අද්දුටුවේ වින්දේ සහ විඳවන්නේ.
Well, Sri Lanka's 7th annual Fethula Music got underway at the BMICH last evening.
Well, this cultural event was organized by the French Embassy in Colombo in collaboration with the Ministry of Cultural Affairs and the Alliance Française de Côte. MTV and NBC were the media sponsors of the event. Voices young and old filled the air as students sang in English, French, Tamil and Sinhalese at the BMICH last evening. Launched in 1982 by the French Ministry of Culture, Fête de la Musique takes place in over 100 countries on the 21st of June each year. Participating institutions included the French National School in Colombo, the Alliance Française de Côte and various other individual amateur and professional artists. Sound
are the individual amateur and professional artists.
I think that it's an intercultural event, and that's what's interesting here in Sri Lanka and in Colombo, is that we can invite so many musicians, traditional, rock and roll and other kinds of music. I think it's an amicable event, you know, where people share their taste for good music.
The event is a part of the French Spring in Sri Lanka, a multidisciplinary 10-day festival held from the 15th to the 24th of June.
Well, before we wrap up the news, remember, for more details on the condolence vote on the slain Bharata Lakshman Premachandra, you can watch the 10 o'clock news bulletin on our sister channel, Sirasa TV. Also, if you want to read up on any of the stories that we had tonight, you can simply log on to our website at www.newsfirst.lk. And with that, we wrap up our primetime news bulletin. Wishing you a very pleasant evening. I'm Nadim Majid.
I'm Sonali Manikabadage. Good night.